Hello and welcome to Niger Delta Television News. I'm Janet Bolby-Renner. On our top stories, Governor Diri orders redeployment of state staff of the Bayelsa State Pensions Board. Bayelsa State Assembly backs 2025 Papyrus Magazine Best Assembly Award. Plus, federal government declares Friday 5th as public holiday. Bayelsa State Governor Senator Doye Diri has ordered the redeployment of all civil servants working in the Bayelsa State Pensions Board. Governor Diri gave the marching order on Wednesday to the newly sworn-in Head of Civil Service of Bayelsa State, Dr. Wisdom Sawyer, during the 172nd Executive Council meeting of the Prosperity Administration. Government House correspondent Georgia Mele reports.
The weekly Executive Council meeting of the Prosperity Administration held on Wednesday with the Bayelsa State Governor, Senator Doye Diri, charging the new Head of Service of Bayelsa State, Dr. Wisdom Ebie Sawyer, to hit the ground running with integrity and professionalism.
Now that you have been an administrator over the years, as a permanent secretary, as a medical doctor, and today it pleases God to have brought you in as the new head of service of our dear states. I charge you to be professional in executing your duties. I charge you to do it with competence, maturity, and be impeccable in all of the period that you will serve as head of service.
Governor Diri yet again charged the new head of service to kickstart his administration of cleansing in the state's civil service with a particular MDA, with the principal aim of putting things in proper perspectives in the MDA.
Posts out every civil servant in our pensions board. Every civil servant. A new posting should be done in that agency. From the heads of both the account section and every other section, and ensure that you bring in men and women of integrity and probity.
It was a gale of inaugurations as two special advisors were equally sworn in on the day to assist Governor Diri on legal matters. The new head of service promises a paradigm shift in the state's civil service.
What the public should expect from me is that I am going to ensure that an exemplary civil service based on trust, integrity, that is visionary and contemporary is being established.
Until his elevation, Dr. Wisdom Ebie Sawyer was the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture. From Government House in Yenagwa, George Ameli reporting for NDTV News.
The Bayelsa State Government has set up an expanded Constitution Review Committee and an electoral committee to work towards the enthronement of a substantive leadership in Ovom community in Yenagwa local government area by the end of October this year. Constituting the two committees with stakeholders of the community in Government House Yenagwa, the Deputy Governor, Senator Lawrence Erujakpo, stressed the need for feuding parties to sink their differences in the interest of peace and development. Correspondent Flourish Justin reports.
According to the Deputy Governor, Senator Lawrence Erujakpo, the state government is not happy over the leadership vacuum in Ovom, being one of the host communities to several critical quake facilities in the state's capital. He therefore called on all stakeholders, including the chiefs and people of Ovom, to heartily embrace government's efforts at restoring sustainable peace and stability in the community. Senator Orojakpo, who assured that election into the Ovum Ebeniken would be conducted this year, charged the ELECO to issue the nomination form to every eligible person at no cost. Members of the community, which has 1 month to complete its assignment, has 15 members each from the subsisting 5 compounds, including the 5 females and compound chiefs or their nominees. Chairman of Yenegor Local Government Area, Honorable Boludisei Nindiwari, is to Chairman of Yenegor Local Government Area, Honorable Boludisei Nindiwari, is to serve as chairman, while a nominee from the Office of the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice is to serve as secretary. I am Flourish Justin, reporting for NDTV News.
The 7th Bayelsa State House of Assembly has marked the 2025 Best Assembly Award during the 3rd edition of the Papyrus Magazine program held in Abuja. Presenting the awards, the founder-publisher of the Papyrus Monthly magazine, Chief Dufan Justin Damser, stressed that as supporters of democratic governance, the legislature and indeed the legislators themselves deserves commendation and encouragement for taking development to every nook and cranny of the country, especially in the light of the current economic realities. Receiving the award on behalf of the Bayelsa State Speaker and his committee, the Chairman House Committee on Works and Infrastructure, Honorable Colonel Bernard Kanabai, retired, expressed gratitude to God Almighty and the organizers of the award, noting that it was gratifying and humbling that their little efforts could get such national recognition. Colonel Kanabai, retired, described the award as a wake-up call and promised that the Bayelsa State House of Assembly, under the leadership of Right Honorable Abraham Ngobere, will do more to meet the aspirations of the people of Bayelsa State. The Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Abraham Ngobere, got the Best Performing Speaker in the South-South Award category, as the Bayelsa State House of Assembly also emerged best in data keeping in the Federation. The Bayelsa State House of Assembly Committee on Works and Infrastructure was also voted the most effective House Committee on Works and Infrastructure in Nigeria. The Papyrus magazine is a reputable Abuja-based monthly tabloid committed to scrutinizing the performance of state assemblies with a view to improving their effectiveness and efficiency. Former Head of Service, Dame Biobelemoye Charles Oyema, has charged Bayelsa civil servants to continue giving the best in the discharge of the duties to the state. Dame Mrs. Oyema, who gave the charge at her 60th birthday anniversary and former retirement party organized by the Office of the Head of Service, thanked God for a successful career. Correspondent Gift Kalio reports.
Speaking at the birthday cum retirement ceremony, Dame Bounce Biobelemoye Charles Oyema, MNI, said that the civil service is all about giving service, urging civil servants to be service-oriented.
I believe in discipline because I grew up disciplined. In the midst of love, there is discipline. So without discipline, you cannot do your work. And recently, I said there's a theme for the civil service. Together, all of us together, we can build a civil service that is service-oriented. So we have to be service-oriented. In whatever we do, know that you are giving service.
Members of the Head of Service and other well-wishers who took turns in narrating the impactful role of the celebrants upon their individual lives and the office as a whole prayed for God's continuous blessings upon her as they wished her a happy birthday and a meritorious retirement.
She's so humble. But coming to her in her office, in her position, you call her, she don't pick at that moment, but she will call back.
She's the one that always, when I go like this, I calm down, calm down. Let me use the word, she's a calm balm to my soul.
If not for she, I won't be the curator of the Bayelsa State Heritage Museums and Monuments.
You watch her walk. Come. She did that walk. When I was there.
In terms of encouraging staff, I think she has gotten to the peak.
High point of the event was the cutting of birthday and retirement Thanksgiving cake. Gifts, Kalio, NDTV News.
If you're just joining us, you're watching Niger Delta Television News, and at top stories, state government sets up Constitution Review Committee to address Ovum community crisis. And Bayelsa State Civil Service gets new head of service. And still ahead, federal government declares Friday 5th as public holiday. Details of this and more after the break. Join us again. Welcome to Niger Delta Television News and Current Affairs Department at the NS Ikoli Media Complex here in Yanagwa, Bayelsa State.
One of NDTV's traditional objectives is to disseminate information with renewed vigor. We build teamwork for accountability, efficiency, and accuracy.
Our community reports, eyewitness accounts, current affairs discussions are detailed and competitive.
As NDTV reporters, undiluted report is our goal. We gather the news and bring it to you just as it is.
Our cameras are poised to get to the story behind the story in an in-depth news report.
Our new digital equipment are top-notch with clearer visuals and audio. NDTV is repositioned to serve you better.
Join us on the news every day at 7 a.m., 12 p.m., and our major bulletin at 7:30 p.m. on Channel 25 UHF. NDTV, crystallizing the vision.
Glad to have you back. The Bayelsa State government, through its Directorate of Flood and Erosion Control, has commenced the second phase of dredging major creeks and canals across Yanagwa and surrounding communities. Secretary of the agency, Daniel Tenemini, told journalists in Yanagwa that the exercise is part of proactive measures to cushion the impact of the predicted flooding in the state. Correspondent Blessing Agadaga now reports.
Bayelsa is one of 30 states predicted by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency (NIMET) to experience massive flooding this year. 6 out of the 8 local government areas in the state are considered flood flashpoints. 3 canals and the Epie Creek serve as major water distributors from River Niger through River Non and River Focados into the state capital and adjoining areas. Following a study on how to mitigate yearly flooding, the Directorate embarked on clearing water channels with the current focus on Akemfa, Agudama, and Igbogene for proper evacuation of excess water into the Atlantic Ocean. Daniel Tenemeni, Secretary of the Directorate of Flood and Erosion Control, said the first phase of canal clearing began several months ago in Azikoro, Agbura, Ikeki, and other parts of the state capital. He added that the second phase will now focus on the Agudama, Akemfa, and Igbogene areas of Yanagwa. According to him, the government remains committed to safeguarding lives and property by mitigating the effects of flooding, stressing the agency's level of preparedness.
We as a Directorate in Bayelsa State have started taking proactive steps to ensure that we mitigate the impending flood that have been predicted. And those steps are, 1, we have started desilting of the canals within Yanagwa and the environs. Because Yanagwa as a whole is being surrounded. So as a Directorate, we have taken a proactive step to ensure that all these canals and creeks are desilted to allow free flow of water.
He further disclosed that structures blocking water courses, channels, and canals would be demolished during the exercise and warned residents to desist from dumping refuse into waterways.
The upstream in Yanagwa, we have from Agudama, Igbogene, Edepie, Okutukutu, Opolo. These are the main upstream within Yanagwa metropolis. And this water, flood waters, normally flow from the upstream to the downstream. Now that we are through with the downstream, we are now in the upstream.
Meanwhile, some residents of Agudama and Igbogene expressed delight over the government's efforts. They recalled the tormenting experience of the 2022 flooding and stressed that Desilting canals will help reduce the impact this year.
Before now, we are always having continuous flood overflowing from the creek to the neighboring environment. But ever since this has been going on, it has really helped to reduce the flood impact.
I thank God for what they do for us, so it's not easy. So my time flood come, for we to move, no way. Every year filled with water. I did this work they do last year. We not experience this big flood. And the place is very free to us to work. We used to use canoe every year. But last year we not experience anything canoe. We enjoy the place and we praise God for what governor do for us.
The clearing exercise is expected to be concluded before the end of this month of September. Blessing Agadaga, reporting for NDTV News.
A European Union-funded peace-building non-governmental organization, Search for Common Ground, has held a one-day multi-stakeholders dialogue on a peace initiative commission. The event, which took place at the Dunkot Hotel in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, led to the inauguration of 19-member peace-building committee. Correspondent Janet Womote gives the details.
The program was a multi-stakeholder state-level dialogue with the theme Transformative and Sustainable Community Peace in Bayelsa State. The keynote speaker, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Niger Delta University, Professor Tombra Kingdom, said chieftaincy, community oil conflict, corruption, and other factors are the major causes of crisis in society.
Communities that were peaceful before, brothers and sisters now are sworn enemies. They don't speak to each other. They're just waiting for an opportunity and they attack themselves. So, chieftaincy issue, the state government should look at ways to see how they can resolve many of these crises. So, the chieftaincy issues in our communities.
The chairman of the State Peace Architecture, Commissioner for Community Development, Honorable Watson Alfred Belemote, former Senator Nimi Amange, former Bayelsa State House of Assembly Speaker, Right Honorable Tonye Isina, and others gave their goodwill messages concerning the Community Peace Commission.
Thanks to the European Union, Search for Common Ground, thus making us feel at home. I believe at the end of this meeting, the desired result is the
A law like this must include the community leadership. Must include the community leadership. Not only youth, not only girls or ladies, down to the king.
I'm in support of our community safety corps that is operating. But I have a little disagreement with it, the employment process. We have been agitating for community policing. If that's what we're agitating, those people who are from that community should be employed.
Government from the academia, they are putting their heads together to see that we chart a meaningful course. And if we're able to put in place, I keep saying it, a peace commission, it will be a way of putting a handle. You know, it will be a regulatory body, but government must be involved.
Building partnership among communities, security actors, and the private sector is crucial for effective conflict prevention.
High point of the event was the inauguration of the 9-man drafting committee to be chaired by Senator Nimi Amange. The program was organized by Search, funded by the European Union. Janet Tuomute, NDTV News.
The federal government has declared Friday, September 5, 2025 as public holiday to mark this year's Eid al-Maulud celebration of the birth of Prophet Muhammad. This was contained in a statement on Wednesday by Dr. Madeleine Ajani, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Interior, on behalf of the Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubimi Tunji-Ojo. In the statement, the federal government congratulated Muslims across the country and in diaspora on the occasion, urging them to emulate Prophet Muhammad, virtues of peace, love, humility, tolerance, and compassion. While wishing Muslims a joyous and peaceful Eid al-Maulud celebration, it is also encouraged Nigerians of all faiths to use the occasion to pray for peace, security and stability in the country, while supporting government's efforts to strengthen national unity and foster development. And on sports, Bayelsa Queens Football Club has made a strong comeback to defeat USFA of Burkina Faso 2-1, securing a place in the finals of the WAFU Zone B Women's Champions League qualifiers. Sports correspondent Yemi Miene gives us details of this report and other stories.
In the second minute at the Charles Konan Barney Stadium in Yamoussoukro, Côte d'Ivoire, Comfort Yeboah took advantage of a defensive blunder between Flores Alexander and goalkeeper Monle Omoni to give USFA an unexpected lead. But the Queens reacted calmly. ACN restored parity before halftime in the 15th minute with a well-placed header into the bottom corner. The Prosperity Girls started to control the attack, but the arrival of Jennifer Oliver and Doshi Matanum gave it a new vitality. Their perseverance paid off in the 62nd minute when Janet Akekoro Morway, who was later named player of the match, beat USFA goalkeeper with a calm finish to score the game-winning goal. Bayelsa Queens are currently getting ready for their final match against ASEC Mimosas of Côte d'Ivoire. Nigerian forward Ashishat Oshoala has transferred from Bay FC of the National Women's Soccer League to Al Hilal of the Saudi Women's Premier League. The terms of agreement are undisclosed. The 30-year-old Nigerian international agreed to a 2-year deal with Al Hilal. Oshoala left Barcelona, where she won 2 Women's Champions League titles, to join Bay FC prior to the team's 2024 season. In her debut season with the San Francisco Bay Area team, she scored 7 goals. On March 17, 2024, the 30-year-old scored Bay FC's first goal as a team in the 17th minute of a game against Angel City. Oshoala was a member of the Nigerian team that won its 10th Africa Cup of Nations title in July. She has won African Player of the Year 6 times, the most recent being in 2023. At Al Hilal, Oshoala joins Ashley Prumter and Francisca Odega, 2 other Nigerians. Ayemi Miene for NDTV Sports.
And to end the news, a quick look at our top stories. Bayelsa Governor Senator Doye Diri has ordered the redeployment of all civil servants working in the Bayelsa State Pensions Board. It was brought to a report that the 7th Bayelsa State House of Assembly has backed the 2025 Best Assembly Award during the 3rd edition of the Papyrus Magazine program held in Abuja. And finally, the federal government has declared Friday, September 5, 2025 as a public holiday to mark this year's Eid al-Maulud, the celebration of the birth of Prophet Muhammad. That's a bulletin. Thanks for joining us. I'm Janet Bobai-Renham.